Live from Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College, this is ABAC Outdoors.
Afternoon. I'm Molly McKettrick and you're watching ABAC Outdoors, Stallion TV's specialty show bringing you all things ABAC and outdoors. Are you gone fishing this upcoming weekend? Bass fishing is a popular sport and hobby in Georgia. ABAC professor Robert Carpenter understands the beauty and hobby side of what can be the competitive sport of bass fishing. He recently took a trip to South America to experience their bass fishing culture. To keep threading our lines, here's ABAC Outdoors' Sydney Doss.
Fishing is a popular hobby among ABAC students and staff, bass fishing especially. In Georgia, bass fishing happens in freshwater spots like this, and the fish of the day are either large or smallmouth bass. But what about in other parts of the world? Robert Carpenter, a Spanish professor here at ABAC, and his son took a trip to answer that question for themselves.
And so it's something we always wanted to do, and my son said, Dad, it's a bucket list thing.
They traveled to the Orinoco River Basin in South America to catch and release bass. Peacock bass.
It was just amazing, the colors of these fish, how beautiful they are, and how much they fight.
Carpenter and his son landed several bass that were over 20 pounds.
So these fish they would bend the hooks. That's how strong they were.
But bass weren't the only species in the Orinoco. They also landed piranhas and payara, aka vampire fish.
These fish, they fought really good too. We'd fish for them in the rapids, and they're thin, but they get real big. I lost a 15 to 20 pounder.
Traveling abroad to experience hobbies in new ways is something Carpenter would recommend to all ABAC students.
So yeah, I think students would love it. I plan on going back.
For the Stallion, I'm Sydney Doss.
Well, Sydney, it seems like no matter where you go, if there's bass, there will be people to catch them. Speaking of great catches, with us today is a 2013 ABAC alum, Benjamin Cole, who has taken his education here at ABAC and passion for hunting into a full-time career. The owner of Rooted Television and co-owner of Breakline Optics is now featured in the outdoor brands Mossy Oak. Hello, Cole, and thank you for joining us today. How are you?
Doing well, Molly. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, and I am glad to be back at ABAC. It has been a while, and a lot has changed.
So much has changed. It's unbelievable the renovations that we keep having on a day-to-day basis, it seems like.
Yes, every time I come back, something else a new building has gone up or something's been renovated. Totally different than 12 years ago.
Amen to that. So coming back now today, you have Rooted Television. Can you explain to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Rooted Television is a hunting show that airs on Mossy Oak Go. You can watch it on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire. But what our main focus is sharing the gospel and showing people that you can have a great time hunting without killing a Boone and Crockett buck, or whatever it is you're after. We hunt everything from white-tailed ducks, hogs, turkeys, anything that has a legal season, we'll get after them. But the main focus is to share the gospel and to show people we can have fun. Now, I'm not a preacher, so I read a verse and I say what it means to me.
Right.
If that helps somebody, then that's wonderful. If they don't want to hear it, that's great too. I'm just doing what I'm called to do.
So earlier you had mentioned beforehand that you get, now with Mossy Oak, you get kind of these specialty hunts. That's a great opportunity. So do you feel like that opportunity has been able to expand your horizons in a sense?
Absolutely, and it's not just Mossy Oak, it's a bunch of other companies too. So essentially what that'll do is you get media hunts in exchange for content,
right?
Articles, videos, things of that nature. So that's really does help a lot of things because you gain a lot of industry contacts through those kind of hunting situations.
Right. So earlier you said as well that you do deer, turkeys, ducks, and hogs. If you could pick a favorite, what would you pick?
Ducks.
Ducks, for sure.
All day, every day.
Why is that?
There is something about working a group of 1,000 birds into a hole that is just a bunch of plastic decoys sitting down there and a couple long-haired rednecks on a duck call with their old dog over there in the corner. There's something about that. You're just really beating nature.
It's hard to beat.
It is.
It's hard to beat.
An old mallard duck is hard to kill sometimes.
Well, thank you so much, Ben, for joining us today.
It was a pleasure.
So some men have jobs like Ben's, while others' career paths include a more personal interaction with live animals. On today's Rodeo Recap, we are back on bulls. The Ultimate Bullfighters are coming back to Georgia for the Tallulah Falls Invitational held at Rabin Arena. Taking a quick break from setting up the arena lights is the official hype man of the UBF, Brinson James, a nationally known entertainer performing from Australia, Canada, and anywhere freestyle bullfighting can be located. Can you explain to our viewers what a standalone event is?
Of course, yeah. So this weekend happening in Clayton, Georgia is 100% ultimate bullfighting action from nonstop. So throughout the beginning of our 2022 season, we've only had some smaller events a part of with some rodeos or some bull ridings. We kind of just end the show with some bullfights and stuff like that. But this one is strictly all bullfights from start to finish. We have 15 of the top guys that are coming in, and it's going to be non-stop freestyle bullfighting from your number one guys all the way to some newcomers that are just kind of making their debut out into the season.
If you were a fan sitting in the stands with but Chance Mormon, Colton Orcutt, Tucker Lane, essentially, and Chad Ellison fighting bulls, gonna be there. What are some things that you are, as a fan, should be looking for?
I mean, the one thing that I really want to look out for is we had an injury that was early or late in the last year. Tucker Lane had a broken ankle, and he was right. I mean, I think he was maybe top 2, top 3. He was gunning for a world championship, and I believed in him, man. And I think a lot of people also believed in that man. So it's awesome to see that this is going to be his first one back after that injury. And so that's another one that you definitely have to look out for. He is gunning for that number one spot, and I think he could do it. But there's a lot of other guys that are brand new, never even been to a standalone event like we're having here in Clayton, Georgia, and they're going to want to put out 100%, 110% as well.
Also, speaking of that, in Fort Worth, we had our, I don't know if we're calling it Toro Tune-Up Camp anymore, but the Toro Tune-Up Camp essentially was there. That's a great gateway into getting back in, as you said, with these rookies and focusing on the fundamentals. So can you talk a little bit about your experience with the camp?
For sure. So our tune-up camps, or they're tune-up camps for our top 10 guys or our top guys that come in, and then they're kind of a development camp for some guys that have never been doing it before. We have some smaller Mexican cows that are, they're still very mean, very territorial, but it gives these guys enough confidence that they can try some newer things that they've never done before. Some people that have never seen a fighting cow or a fighting bull ever before, and they wanted to try it. So we I think there was maybe 20 guys that came out, and they got to sit and watch over video and actually get in front of some bulls and cows. But the best part was one of the best bullfighters in the whole world ever to put on cleats was their coach or their mentor, and Frank Newsom was there, and it was a great way to open up the door to freestyle bullfighting because everybody there is so supportive. There's actually some of the top guys that were, the top 5 in the world were there also, and they're just pushing these beginners to do better and better, and it's a good spot for them to try new tricks, new flips, all their new stuff that they want to try to bring it up to the big bulls here maybe later on.
To stay up to date with the gladiators of freestyle bullfighting, follow UBF on social media and tune in to catch highlights of Friday and Saturday's performance in Tallulah Falls, Georgia at ubfbullfights.com. Whether it's a bit of bass fishing, getting to watch amazing specialty hunts, or catching a freestyle bullfighting performance, remember to stay hydrated and come back next Thursday at 5 p.m. for more things ABAC and outdoors. Thank you again for watching ABAC Outdoors. I'm Molly McKettrick.